So hey guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to talk about Dream of Cenarius because I don't see enough Druids playing with Dream of Cenarius, or at least trying it out. People are scared of it, and it's understandable. You know, the other two talents, even though they're completely different and you would take them in different situations, when you take them, the basic idea of your class doesn't change, right? You are still doing the same things. With Dream of Cenarius, though, you have to play slightly differently. And that is what I think scares people, right? It's the same thing with Soul of the Forest. You know, the difference between Incarnation and Force of Nature is vast, but it doesn't change the core of what you're doing. Soul of the Forest does. All right, so people just don't like to try it out because it's different, and different is scary, right? So we're going to talk about Dream of Cenarius. What Dream of Cenarius allows you to do, which is incredibly strong and I think is going to get nerfed, is to pool mana full on, you know, pool mana while doing a decent amount of healing. And that is incredibly strong, and why I think it's gonna get nerfed. Because you are doing damage, you are healing with, I would call it not so smart heal, because that's what all these heals are nowadays. And you're just pooling mana, you know, it's incredible. You're doing damage, you're healing, and you're pooling mana at the same time. Now I can hear you say, you can pool mana while using Healing Touch. You actually can pool mana while using Healing Touch. But, let's throw on Life Bloom. Let's throw on Regrowth, so we have Harmony. Let's start pooling with Healing Touch, right? The pooling isn't as fast, is it? 6, 138. So it's about 2k mana per cast, alright? Now that is nice and dandy. But when we do the same thing, right, let's throw down Shroom. Let's throw down one of those. Let's throw another one because we didn't have that proc before. Look at the mana. Look at my mana. You're pooling mana so much faster with this. Because Wrath is free, then it actually is better than Healing Touch. Alright? It's better than Healing Touch. Even though it heals less, it does heal less. Alright? It heals for about, where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Dream of Cenarius, 13.4k. Healing Touch does 20.8. Right, so Healing Touch does heal for more. Alright, Healing Touch 20.8. Wrath, 15.5. Alright, now this becomes better as you have more buffs, but so does Healing Touch. Alright, so they scale pretty much equally, but with Wrath, it's free, all right? It's free, and the cast time is shorter. It's 1.8. Healing Touch is 2.3, pretty much. All right, so this is a shorter cast time, which is nice. And, as I've said, you're doing damage. Now, normally what you would do without Dream of Cenarius is you would keep your HOTS up, and as the encounter starts, you start using your mana, and you're pulling it a bit with Healing Touch. All right, if you want to pool mana, you have to go with Healing Touch. Because when you start doing other things, you know, you're going to run out of mana. Or your mana is slowly going to start going down. And you can't really do what you can with Dream of Cenarius, which is go 10 minutes into a boss fight, have 30k HPS, and after 10 minutes, be at, let's just say, 60 or 70% mana. If you know what you're doing, if you know what's going on, and no one fucked up in the encounter, with Dream of Cenarius, you can go for 10 minutes and be above 50% mana. You can't really do that with Healing Touch. Alright? Because with Wrath, you have so much mana regen, and you have such a potential to pull mana. It's going to be insane, alright? This leads to a couple of things. First of all, you are the guy that can cope with anything. Because as you do the boss fight more and more, you'll kind of find these peaks and troughs where you need mana, you don't need mana. Alright, so you start off, you don't really need mana at the beginning of a fight, you know? So you're just throwing heals every now and then, and you kind of have to think about your mana as if it was rage or energy. You don't want to cap it. Once your mana is capped, you're wasting mana because you are not regenerating any mana. So you're essentially wasting mana. Alright, so what's going on? Right, at the beginning of a fight, you usually don't need too much healing, alright? Some tank healing, but you know, the other healers are going to take care of that with the odd heal, and your Wrath is going to take care of that as well. So what you do is you just, you know, you throw on your Life Bloom. Preferably, you will have your harmony before you pull the boss, alright? So then we're gonna start wrathing. Once Life Bloom is about to fall off and no one is taking some significant damage, we're just gonna regrowth with the clear casting proc, and then we're just gonna heal, you know, people who take damage. If they're not taking damage, well, tough. And you're gonna be at full mana. If it's that bad, you can throw in a Moonfire. Okay, Moonfire costs some mana, but if you're gonna be at full mana, why not use it? Okay, it's some additional damage. It doesn't do an awful lot of damage, but a little bit of damage is better than just wasting mana regen, alright? So we're just gonna keep our healing, Now when something goes horribly wrong, what you can do, and what is a great benefit of this spec, is you can pop Broccoli. Broccoli goes really well with this. You can start doing this. No, why not? Just regrowth. People are dying. Someone fucked up. Someone fucked up big time, or there's a shit ton of AoE damage going on. Alright, let's just pop a trinket and, you know, just everything. You know, let's just throw out everything. Alright, let's keep regrowthing. Everyone, you know, everyone's dying. You have a 30-man group. They are all at 20% health. So you're gonna start regrowthing them. You're gonna start wild growthing them, stacking rejuvenation and germination on them. Everything, you know, regrowthing some more. Let's get down the mushroom. Mushroom, very important, very important. Suddenly, we're getting below 70k mana. And it's not kosher there, is it? No, it's not. It's not kosher there, right? So, what we start doing is start healing touching, wrath spamming, right? That period where that crazy damage was going on isn't there anymore. Now, we're going to start filling in with Healing Touch, because Healing Touch is a lot more mana efficient, all right? Healing Touch, 3.3k mana, regrowth, 6 point... Please get rid of the clear casting, 6.9, 5.9. There we go. So we're going to start filling in with Wrath, and we're just, you know, using Wrath, because right now, we shouldn't be taking that much damage. No encounter in High Maul has a very long period of just raw, brutal damage going on. So you can do this, alright? Let's just keep Wrath spamming. You know, right now we're fine. We're going to throw in a Healing Touch, so we refresh our Life Bloom and our Harmony. And we go on with Wrath. Right? As you can see, after a while, you know, it hasn't been that long. I'm back at 100k mana. Alright? So at this point, some more AoE might come in, but you have the mana already to deal with it again. Alright? I love to use Dream of Cenarius on the last boss in High Maul, the Imperator. I don't know his name. Let's take a look at his name. What's your name? Imperator Margok. I love to use Dream of Cenarius there, because it's a very long fight. It's a 10-minute fight. And there are periods where the raid isn't taking much damage, in which case I can pull mana with rat spamming. But then there are phases where there's a shit ton of damage going on to everyone. Everyone's low on health, ads are exploding, mages are throwing AoE shit everywhere, and you need to use your mana. You need to just bomb everyone with healing. Alright, so you use your mana. But then, you once again have this period where people are not really taking that much damage. So what you do? Well, you pool mana with Wrath. And because Wrath is free, compared to Healing Touch, you're pooling mana much faster. So what I can do is use Dream of Cenarius there and constantly be above 50% mana throughout the entire encounter until we either fuck something up or it's the very end of the encounter where you have more AoE damage coming on very frequently. Alright? So on that fight, this is absolutely perfect. I tried Vigil, didn't like it there. I tried Heart of the Wild, didn't like it there. It just suits Dream of Cenarius. That's for multiple bosses. Alright? I'm not saying that you need to take this every time. I'm just saying that on some bosses in the new High Maul even, this is very beneficial. I also love to use this in dungeons, because you're speeding up the clear of the dungeon. Alright? You don't have to drink, you don't have to wait for mana. You can run through the entire dungeon without stopping once, and you are non-stop healing. You will never run out of mana in a dungeon with this. You will never run out of mana, because when you're getting low on mana, you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to throw Iron Bark on the tank, so he's not taking that much damage. I'm going to throw Rejuve on him, and I'm going to cast Wrath for a while and regenerate my mana. Alright? It's awesome. It's really awesome. And some guy, I don't know which guy it was like, oh, Dream of Cenarius, useless, don't use it, it's a PvP thing. How is this a PvP thing? That's the first thing. And, what the problem might be, I think, is that people focus on raw output. Okay? They look at this and they go, oh, I kind of want to know which one does the most healing. They don't really think about the practical uses. Right? And they just, Vigil, according to this calculation, which I don't know how was calculated, it does the most healing, so I'm going to use Vigil. And I'm not going to think about it, all right? I always said that if you're trying to basically cheese the healing meter, you are doing it wrong. Healing isn't about just raw output. It's about efficiency and keeping people alive, and whatever that takes, is what you're going to do. If, keeping people alive for 10 minutes means I'm going to be spamming Wrath with Dream of Cenarius, that's what I'm going to do, It might not do the most healing. Another Druid that has Heart of the Wild might do more HPS and just more raw healing output, but I will have the mana throughout the entire fight. So even though I might be last on the healing meter, I will be the one who has mana at the end of the fight and can still heal people and save them from dying. Right? This is kind of how I think about this. That's the great thing about healers. You don't always have to pick the one which gives you the most healing output, the highest healing output, but you pick the one which suits you and the fight. Right? Some people just love Soul of the Forest. They just love Soul of the Forest. Right? They know how to play with it. They know the encounter. They are very familiar with the encounters. I'm not. I don't like the way it plays. I much rather have a broccoli form, combined it with Dream of Cenarius, and just used it in these intense moments where, I've pooled mana for this talent. I've pooled mana so I have full-on broccoli incarnation, and I can heal everyone up. Even if we have 30 people, no one is going to die because I have enough mana. I can use almost all my mana within this one incarnation to save everyone up because of this phase. And then I can pool again so I can do it in 3 minutes again. That is how I play. That's how I like to think. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's Dream of Cenarius. Just give it a try. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it. You can use either Vigil or Wild or Heart of the Wild. But in my opinion, it's very good. And yeah, you should really try it. It gives you some good options. You are a lot more flexible, in my opinion. You can decide when your mana is necessary and when it's not. When you can have 30% mana and slowly pool up, and when you use like 70% of your mana, you can use 70% of your mana, you will have it back in a minute or two. It's as simple as that. Right? So you're a lot more flexible in terms of intense healing in certain parts of the fight. So yeah, there you go. Dream of Cenarius. I like it. I like it a lot.